Good evening, all. Welcome to another edition of K Cards Baseball. Thanks for joining me tonight on this fine Sunday evening. Hopefully, you all are doing well out there, even though it's really bitterly cold here in Minneapolis. I'm sure that a lot of you experience the same thing after these storms have rolled through. So, anyways, just keep warm and be safe out there. Anyways, tonight what we're going to do, I picked up this collection of cards from a guy that I'm doing a consignment for. So I'll be selling all these cards via auction, either on Facebook, well, most likely on Facebook through football and also through baseball. So the baseball cards, which is all in this box, are primarily from 1965 through 1973. So what I'm going to do is we're going to do a little auction preview, and we're going to kind of go over um, some cards that are in these sets. The football cards that are all right here, I don't know much about football, so that'll be a good learning experience for me to go through these football cards. I think most of these cards, from looking at them, are from late 60s to like mid 70s. I think these are like 73s right here. I'm not sure. Doesn't really say on there what year that these are. But anyways, I think these are primarily 73s. So looking forward to digging into these cards, and you guys will see some previews during the course of the next few months about these cards as I put them up for auction and go up for sale. So I know we primarily talk about baseball, so it'll be nice to talk about some football along the way as well. So anyways, keep a lookout for that. But in a few minutes here, what I'm going to do is cover the baseball cards from this set from like 67 until 73. And yeah, and then I haven't gone through these 73. These are all primarily 73s right here. So I haven't gone through those ones yet. So we'll take a look at those ones in an upcoming video, probably later on this week. So with that being said, next time you see me, we'll be at the desk and we'll go through and talk about the cards that I found from the earlier part of the late 60s through like 72, like I said. Thanks, guys. Okay, the first cards up I have here is the 1967s. So the first one is Ernie Banks, and the Ernie Banks card is actually in really good shape. There's a few little corner dings up in the left and the right corner. The bottom is a little bit rounded and dinged, but there's no creases on the card at all. Seems to be in really good shape. Centering on the back is a little bit of an issue, probably 95.5 left to right. But actually the centering on the front is actually pretty decent. Maybe a little bit off top to bottom, maybe like an 80-20 kind of thing. But overall, not too bad on the Ernie Banks card. I would probably put the value of this, just as a guess, around $30 to $40 in that area. Maybe a little bit more, but I need to do the comps on it and see where it falls. But I'd probably grade this one out at probably 4.5 to 5 is where I'd put this card. But yeah, so watch the video. Can watch the video in a couple weeks when we put these cards up for sale, and then I'll have a better idea where we're at. Next up is Roberto Clemente from 1967. Beautiful card. It is miscentered, obviously, left to right, as you can see. It is like a 90-10 left to right, and probably 80-20, 70-30 top to bottom. But otherwise, it is in really good shape. The back is in good shape. No creases on the card at all. So I would probably put this at like a 5 in that area. So I'm probably a good asking price is going to be somewhere in the $75 range for this Clemente card. The last one I have for you is a Roger Maris from 1967. It is creased up here on the side. It is miscut. You can see how the top of the card is off compared to the top to the bottom. You can see how it's miscut top to bottom. Centering other than that is pretty decent, but it is got a huge crease. So I'd probably put this at a 2.5 to a 3. Yeah, so that's that card. I don't know value wise. I'd have to look at the value wise. I'd probably say $10 maybe on the Roger Maris card. Okay, moving on to the 68s. First one up is, I call these ones the hit by pitch cards, but it is a game that was in the 68 set. This is Carl Yastrzemski. See, this got a big pencil mark right here, so obviously not in the greatest condition. I don't know how to get these pencil marks off of here without erasing them, but then you take away the color of the card a little bit. But the back is in good condition. but it's still probably a $4 or $5 card is what I'd put this one at. But they always sell. Anytime I put these cards, these 68 game cards up for sale, they sell pretty quick. So people seem to like them. Next up is the Bill Mazeroski from 1968. Pretty cool card. It is centered pretty well, both top to bottom and left to right. A little bit of dings in the upper left and upper right, some rounding here in the bottom. Other than that, the only other issue is you can see the back. It is like double printed. It is misprint. You can see everything's kind of out of focus. So it's like they printed it twice. I don't know what happened. But yeah. So I don't know how that affects. You guys can let me know down in the comments how having a card like this affects the price of the card, having it misprinted like this. I don't know if it really hurts the value of the card because overall the back of the card is in good condition. But let me know what you guys think on that. That would be really, if you guys, I know a lot of you guys know a lot more about cards than I do. So if you can let me know that, that would be great. So I can get an idea as far as what I should ask for a price on that card. The Sporting News Tim McCarver All-Star card. Pretty good card. Pretty nice centering. The upper left here is pretty dinged up though. On the corners, the back is in good condition. Centering is pretty good, both left to right and top to bottom. So I'd probably put this at maybe $1 or $2, a couple bucks for the Tim McCarver. And the last card from 68 I have is a Billy Williams card. Centering is pretty good left to right. Top to bottom is in pretty good shape. There's no creases on the card at all. The back is in good condition as well. I thought I saw a crease in the upper right. But anyways, the condition's pretty well. So I would probably put this at like a $5 card in that area for the Billy Williams. So that's the 68s. Getting into the 71s. There's a few from 69, 70, but not too many. Not of any star court cards or that type of thing. There's another one that's out of focus. Look at that on the Norm Cash. Pretty major. This one's got a big crease on the top too. And the back is in good condition, but just it's misfocused. It's misprinted on the front. So again, let me know in the comments how this affects these cards. I would say it's really would have a dramatic effect on as far as the quality of the card. I'd probably put this one down at around a 2 for the misprint and also the large crease. So probably not a lot of value here, maybe $1, but that is about it on the Norm Cash. Don Sutton card. Pretty good quality. Does have a ding here in the upper right and the bottom left, but the centering is pretty good for this year, and there isn't a lot of fraying on the edges that you normally would see in 71. So overall, this card is in pretty decent shape. I'd probably put this at $6 or $7 on the Don Sutton card. And the last one I got is a Vita Blue, and the Vita Blue centering is pretty good. Left to right, I'd probably put it 80-20. Looks like I got to get out a dryer sheet for there's a wax stain here on the front. So I'll have to get out a dryer sheet and clean that up. Trying to get it out of the sleeve here and look and see how much of an effect that is. Oh yeah, it's pretty good. I don't know if you can see it in my dome light here. I'll put it down a little bit. So yeah, you can see it. See the wax stain on there. I'll have to fix that. Anyways, the back is in good condition, but it's a $5 card for the Vita Blue. Okay, getting into the 72s, and there's quite a few 72s. We'll kind of run through these. Again, I'm not going to go into great detail on these cards, but just to kind of show you what cards are going to be in the 72 set. Tony Oliva does have a pretty major ding here in the bottom right, but centering is pretty decent on the card. It is in good condition. The top to bottom, I'd probably say 95.5, but on the centering on the front of the card is actually pretty good. So a couple bucks on that one. These got a few Norm Cashes, Norm Cash cards. Let's see if I can get this one out of the sleeve. I think he's got 3 of them here, and they're actually all pretty decent. There isn't a lot of centering issues on these cards at all. There's a slight wrinkle on the upper right, but yeah, pretty good on the Norm Cash. That's one. Here's another one. I think there's another one in here that I saw. Oh, well, we'll probably come across it. This one's not as well as the other one is. This one's got a little ding here on the side, and the centering isn't as good as with the other Norm Cash card, but both the backs are in pretty good shape. Orlando Cepeda, got a couple of those cards. You can see this one right here is pretty major print issue or cutting issue. There's the top of another card here on the bottom, and it's really miscut on top. So that really dramatically affects not even the whole numbers on the back. They cut off the first number here in the card. So anyways, so the Cepeda, I don't know, maybe a buck on that one. This one's a little bit better, other than the centering left to right is a little bit on the rough side. But other than that, it's in pretty decent shape. Well, looks like it does have a crease right here, a small crease. You can kind of see it, right? Let's see if I can get the light just right. Yeah, you flash it on there a little bit. But anyways, the back is in good shape. So probably a couple bucks on the Cepeda. A couple of Vita Blues, same issue. This one obviously is not as nice as this one would be. Neither one of them any sort of creases, but the centering on this one is off a little bit. Oh, this one's got a big crease right across here on the bottom. I just saw that. So, like I said, I haven't done a deep dive on these cards at all. You can see the crease right here on the bottom of the Vita Blue. Vita Blue really doesn't, I mean, might be a $5 card at most. Maybe this one might be a $5 card even though it's off center. But other than that, it's in pretty decent shape. A little bit of a wrinkle down here on the bottom. Nolan Ryan card. So Nolan Ryan's got quite a bit of ding out in the upper left. Other than that, it's in pretty decent shape. No creases that I've seen. So I'd probably put this at maybe 40 bucks on the Nolan Ryan card. I've sold a couple of these now. This one's kind of goofy. I think the hat is airbrushed in, so it's kind of different. But yeah, just basically a corner issue on the Nolan Ryan. Other than that, it's in pretty decent shape. Burt Blyleven, got a centering issue left to right, probably 90-10. Got some creasing up here on top, so I'd probably put this at a 3 for grade, and probably like a $5 card maybe. Jim Palmer, pretty nice card actually. The corners are in good shape. The centering is pretty good left to right, maybe a little miscut here on the right hand side and on the left, but really not a major issue. The back is in good condition. I'd probably grade this out at like 5, maybe possibly a 6, but pretty decent on the Jim Palmer card, so probably $15 maybe. Next up is Denny McLain, and Denny McLain, pretty nice card as well. I'd probably grade this one out. Looking at the corners, I'd probably say a 6 for sure. The corners are actually in pretty decent shape, and the centering is a little bit off on top to bottom, probably 90 to 95.5. But left to right is actually pretty good. So that's Denny McLain. The Johnny Bench card, centering left to right, is obviously off like 90-10. I don't see any creases on the card at all. The back is in good condition, so I'd probably put this one at a 5 and probably $15 for the Johnny Bench. So that is that card. William McCovey, the centering is pretty good actually, left to right, top to bottom, no creases on the card. Corners are in really good shape, so I'd probably put this one at about a 6, probably. The back is in good condition as well, so might be a $10 card there. The home run leaders card. So we got Reggie Jackson and Norm Cash on this card. Pretty decent shape actually, on front and back. So again, I'd probably put this at 5.5 for that card. The Billy Martin card. Billy Martin, I would probably, the centering is off left to right, obviously like 90-10, and top to bottom is actually pretty good. The corner on the bottom right and bottom left and top left are fairly dinged up, so not the greatest corners. So I'd probably put this at around a 4 to a 4.5. 4 probably on the Billy Martin. Bobby Gibson. So really nice card actually. Pretty well centered. It is a little bit off on left to right, probably 70-30. But top to bottom is pretty good. The only corner issue is up here in the upper left. But the back is in good condition. I'd probably put this at about a $20 card. grading it out. Looks like it has a little printing problem here on the right hand side. Grading it out, I'd probably put this at a 5, even with that ding on the upper right or upper left. Bobby Bonds in action card. So this card is actually pretty nice, both centering, top to bottom, and left to right. Does have a ding in the bottom left here. The back is in good condition. It is a high number card, number 712. So it is a high number card, so I'd probably put this at $10 because it is a high number card. Same as the Hoyt Wilhelm, and the reason why that's in here is because Hoyt Wilhelm is a high number card at 777. I just sold one like this for, I think, 25. Actually, this one's probably in better shape than that card was that I just sold, because the corners are really nice. So I'd probably grade this out at a 6 to 7, maybe. I mean, I really, the corners are actually really good. So this might very well be a $30 to $40 card on the White Wilhelm card. Ted Williams. Ted Williams card. It's really badly miscut. You can see both left and right. You can see how it goes down. It's really not equal the whole way across the edges. So that really decreases the value of this card quite significantly. Probably at best a $4 or $5 card. This Ted Williams just doesn't get a lot of money, because it's obviously not his playing days. This is manager days, but it's still Ted Williams at the end of the day. But really doesn't get you a lot of money. Pete Rose in action card. Again, it is slightly miscut on the right hand side here. It does have a pretty significant corner ding up here in the upper left, smaller one in the upper right. Back is in good condition, but I would put this card at probably 4 to 4.5. So maybe $10, maybe. Alkaline, I would put this card at probably a 5. It does have a very small wrinkle there. The top to bottom, issue 95.5 or 90.10, maybe. The back is in good condition, so I would hold firm at the 5. So it's probably like a $10 card. Tony La Russa, I just sold this card for, I think, $10. No, maybe it was less than that. Maybe it was like $5 on the Tony La Russa card. But this one's a little bit better shape as far as the corners go, and the centering, both left to right and top to bottom, is pretty good. Really nice card. So I would say maybe 5 or 6 as far as the grade goes. Tommy Seaver in action card. Slightly miscut, but not too terribly bad. The corners are in pretty decent shape overall. The back is in good condition as well. So I'd probably grade this out at a 6. No, I gotta grade it down to a 5 because of the edges. So I would probably put this at a $5 card. And you can see how badly miscut this regular Tom Seaver card is. Left to right, pretty brutal on the cutting of this card. So back is in good condition, but I mean that's pretty bad. So it's not any more than a $5 card on that Tom Seaver. Thurman Munson card on the in action. Pretty nice card. Thurman Munson was the guy back then, was the catcher, the captain of the Yankees. Centering both is 90-10. Top to bottom is pretty good. So I would probably put this at a 5 and ask probably $7, $7, $8 in that area. Billy Williams card. Does have a major flaw up here on the upper right. But anyways, centering actually left to right, top to bottom is pretty good. The back is in good condition. I'd probably grade it out at a 4.5 to 5 because it does have this fray in the upper right hand corner. Cost wise, $3-4. Maury Wells. Maury Wells is actually a pretty decent card. Both the centering, top to bottom, left to right. The corners are in really good shape, but just some small little dings. This one is a little bit more of a serious issue, but I would probably grade this out at a 5. And yeah, probably like a $5 card. Reggie Jackson in action card. Miscut slightly both on both sides, both left or on the left and also on the right side. Top to bottom is actually okay. There is this slight flaw here on the back, but I would probably still put this at a 4, just because it doesn't have any creases on it. My philosophy on grading is if it doesn't have a crease, it's immediately a 4, and any crease cards are going to be less than that. So that's the way I look at grading primarily, and then from there, you're just grading on corners and cut and centering. Like this Roberto Clemente in action has no bottom to it, so it's 100 on the top and 0 on the bottom. Left to right is actually pretty good. The back is in good condition. So not a bad in action card, but $7 or $8 just because of the centering issue. Gaylord Perry card, and Gaylord Perry again is a centering issue, left to right and top to bottom. Does have a pretty significant ding here on the upper right. The back is in good condition, so I would still put this at a 4, just because it doesn't have any creases on the card at all, even though it is miscut. Jim Catfish Hunter, pretty nice card overall. Centering left to right, I'd probably say 80-20. But the back and the centering on the back is pretty nice. The corners are in really good shape, so I'd still grade this out at a 5. Probably a $7 or $8 card. Sparky Anderson, and Sparky is centering on the back is a little bit off, both left to right and top to bottom. I would probably say this is a 2 or maybe 5. But the centering is pretty much a major issue there on the Sparky Anderson. There's the other Norm Cash, has the same issue, big crease here on top. So it's a 3, maybe even a 2, because the centering is so bad. I'd probably put this at a 2. I'll probably throw a buck at it and see if someone buys it. It's basically the way I'm going to do that one. Tim McCarver, left to right, I'd probably say 95.5. Top to bottom is pretty good. There's no creases on the card. The condition is actually fairly good, both in the front and the back, or the back is pretty decent shape. But yeah, Tim McCarver, I would probably put this at $5 maybe. Dave Concepcion. So good centered card, both top to bottom and left to right. The back is in good condition as well. Not a major star from that back in that time, but he was part of the World Series champions and Cincinnati Reds. A really good shortstop, actually, for quite some time in the 70s. He kind of dominated shortstop play in the 70s. So I would probably put this card at $5 for the Dave Concepcion. Jim Perry. What do we do with Mr. Perry here? The 95.5 on left to right has a pretty major fray here on the top. I would probably put this at $1 for this card. I would say it's a 4 is what I would grade that out at. Joey Necro. Pretty decent card. It is slightly miscut, but other than that, top to bottom, left to right, not bad. The back is in good condition. The corners are in decent shape, so I'd probably throw a 5 at this and see if I can get $3 for it. Next up is Rolly Fingers, or Raleigh Fingers. Pretty bad centering top to bottom. Pretty awful. Anytime you see the cut the top of the next card, that's generally not a good sign. So, but the corners are in decent shape, so I'd probably put this at a 4, and yeah, maybe $5 for that card. So a lot of cards here, as you guys can see, as you guys, what am I from New York all of a sudden? As you guys can see, most of these cards are grading out at somewhere around 5 or so. Same as this Tim McGraw card, Tim McGraw's dad. So centering top to bottom, left to right, 90-10. Fairly poor, but no creases on the card at all. So I'd probably put this at a 5. So like I said, as you can see, a lot of these cards are going to be in the $5 range. So not a bad deal on these cards. This Lou Brock is actually really nice. The upper left is a little bit dinged up, but centering is actually really good, both top to bottom and left to right. So not a bad card at all. The back of the card is in really nice shape. So this is one of the better examples of a 72 Lou Brock that I've seen. I would probably put this at a solid 6 to a 7. So I would, for an asking price, I'm probably going to ask around $20 for this card. and I hope to get it. So anyways, that's it. I got a 74 Burp Live 11 there, but we'll cover that in the next video that we do additional preview on. So that is, oh, I forgot the coup de grace here. So like I said, I had this 64 Mickey Mantle right here. Nice card on the back. So, you know, when I got a picture of this card, when the seller or the owner of these cards sent me the picture, I went, holy crap, he's talking to me about checklists and about some box topper cards or whatever. And I'm going, dude, you got a 64 Mickey Mantle right there. We shouldn't even be talking about anything else other than that card. And it looked good in the pictures, but then I got there and wham, there you go. Missing half the paper on front. And the rest of his cards are actually in pretty decent shape, but this one. So this is where I need your guys' help. I don't know what I would grade. I don't even know if this would make a 1 or if this would just be authentic. You guys can let me know. It's got a slight crease there, but obviously it's missing quite a bit of the paper here on front, even with the back being in good condition. So I don't even know what I would ask for a price for this card. I would still say it might be, I want to say $100, just because it is a Mickey Mantle. It's a 64 Mickey Mantle, even with all this damage. So I want to know, I want you guys to give me a comment down below and let me know what you think of this card in particular and what I should ask for this card, because I would be really interested in your opinion. Now that I look at it a little closer, it does have a crease here on top. Yeah, I just don't know what to do with this amount of paper loss. I really don't. I don't know. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below. I really want you guys to give me some feedback on this, and that would get you in the contest for the mystery pack that we're giving away this month. So anyways, do that for me. I would really appreciate it, and that would be great if you guys could do that. So that is what I got for you guys tonight. We're going to do another, this is basically part 1 of the baseball set. We'll do a part 2. I'll be out of town on Tuesday night, so I'll bring the cards with me, and hopefully we can do a part 2 on this video on Tuesday night. Tomorrow night, I plan on opening up this mystery pack and seeing what kind of cards we got in there. We know the kind of quality we've had in the other 2 mystery packs that we've had like this, so I'm excited to open this up and give you guys another preview as far as the giveaway for the end of the month for the comments. So any subscribers that make good comments and throw them down on the bottom of any one of the videos that we do and give me good feedback are going to be entered in the contest for this mystery pack, a $25 mystery pack from Heat Hunting Collectors. And like I said, you guys have seen the quality, so you guys know you're going to get good cards from this mystery pack. Anyways, that is what I got tonight. Like I said, tomorrow night we'll open up that mystery pack and then look for other previews coming up during the course of the week. We're still doing the search for Wemby in the shorts. This is the last pack that I have. This one looks like a thicker pack, so I'm looking forward to opening up this one. I'm going to make that video next as soon as I get off of here, and that'll be a video short, and hopefully we get something good in here. But we're in the search for Wemby. If there's not one in here, I'll have to buy other packs, and unfortunate because I'm getting tired of opening up NBA hoops. So we got some good things coming up this week with Stadium Club coming out on Wednesday. So that is exciting. I don't know that I'll go out and buy a hobby box of Stadium Club. It'll probably be more or less just blasters if they put out blasters of Stadium Club, because I'm not a huge Stadium Club collector. I've collected some in the past, some Stadium Club, but not one of my go-to sets that we have that's produced by Topps. Anyways, that is what I got for you guys tonight. Again, look for the shorts, and I look forward to talking to you guys tomorrow night. Thanks, guys. Have a good night.